Hmm? Hello, I Hemali Gada, founder of Hungry Brain. Hungry Brain completely deals into brain development of babies. So there are two areas in which we develop the brain. One, something that happens inside the brain, the neurons and everything, and the other, where an external factor to what the baby is exposed makes a difference. So we're going to talk on the second part, that what is it that we can expose the baby to on an external level, which can make a difference to their development. So to understand, we'll go to how things operate. The light is off. So what happens is, if you would have seen a baby after birth, we take an admission in the school and take ahead for college and so on. But on every occasions, we see that however good a college would be, we've we've always seen that there is a campus interview that happens. Now, why does a campus interview happen? If the student has been studied in a very good college, has got good marks for campus interview. The only reason for campus interview is that smartness is not at all completely focused on marks that the baby, the child, the student gets. But there are many other things which make a difference in the outcome of an individual. Now we put it other way around. Would college be responsible for making a child smart, intelligent, and if that would have been the case, then why would colleges prefer to have students who got good marks? Why is the crossing line based on the percentage and not on first come, first serve? So it just means the reason is that they will take the best students who have got good smartness, flourish them, and make them smarter. So now we see on the other side, do schools make children intelligent and smart? If that would have been the case, then why would schools have interviews or an observation round for students, for children, even for pre-primary sessions? Surprising, isn't it? What a 2 or 3-year-old child would be able to give as an interview or as an observation? The only reason why all these things happen is because education system knows that the skeleton of intelligence has already been formed till now. They cannot alter the skeleton. What they will be doing is now flourishing it with the knowledge and information. Surprising, isn't it? For years and years, parents would have are thinking that we'll send our children to school and they'll become smart and get good marks and good college and good jobs. But things are different. Yes, things are different. Thanks to the researches happening across the globe, that we can actually understand how smartness develops. So we'll now go on how smartness develops. So smartness is an outcome of what brain comes out with. So every individual is different from other, not only by the looks and the height and shape and everything, but also by the intellectual capacity that they have. Now, a baby in the womb is the time when the actual smartness will start. So what happens is, in the initial days after the conception, the brain is the first organ which starts developing. It controls over the whole body while in the womb. It develops the body, the organs, how things go about, and so on. So what are the things that impact the smartness here? So number one is the oxygen level. 80% of the oxygen that baby takes in or baby gets from the mother is being consumed by the brain. Only 20% goes for the entire other body. So, to make your baby smarter, you can ensure that you breathe well, do deep breathing, do some meditation so that your baby gets lots of oxygen. Top will be a blockage there. Now, there is another thing which is called your feelings, your emotions. Whatever you go through, the hormonal changes that you experience, this is what baby will actually experience, and the development of the flesh, the bones happens with those experiences. Baby, even without, just before their birth, also are prepared to face the world. They know a bit about the world outside. Many researches have happened over there. Researches have happened to that extent that baby hears a lot of things, and after birth, baby does cry in the accent of the mother tongue. Surprising, isn't it? It shows that in the womb, baby is hearing something, taking in the sound, the rhythm of the sound, what we call is a statistic of the sound, understanding it, grasping it, and merging it with itself. And now coming it as an exposure, coming it as an outcome is crying in the mother tone or mother accent. The state of the fetal is completely different as what we could imagine. Fetus is a baby in a womb who's moving around in amniotic fluid in a particular area, is surrounded by mother's warmth or the amniotic warmth of amniotic fluid, continuously hears mother's heartbeat, duck, 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 gives the sound of security, hears mother and the environment around, but cannot see much things. Just can see something which is light and dark. Suppose there's a room with light and complete darkness, this is what a fetus can understand. Now, in such a scenario, after 9 months, when the whole pregnancy is complete, all the time when the delivery happens, what happens is all of a sudden, for baby, after the process of birth has taken place, would be a C-section or a normal delivery, baby comes in the world outside. So what are the challenges that baby faces? Number one, they cannot hear mother's heartbeat around. They're lost. Number two, amniotic fluid is just vanished. They're getting the temperature, different temperature to feel on their body. And it's so difficult to adjust it around. They get different touch sensations. The cloth or the dressing that is wrapped around, they are clean with the hot water and so on. About that, they have to have their own food. Hunger is a problem for them now. Breathing has to be done by their own. Digestion, excretion, all this thing. To a surprise, it's not a surprise because babies do all this thing. But how can they do is out of their intelligence that they have. The skills that they already have gained by being in mother's womb and with the exposure that they have got. The toughest thing that the baby faces here is the world around. Baby is unable to see the colors that are around. The only reason is the eyes, the retina or the rods and cones, they're not so developed. Just imagine you are sleeping in a dark room and suddenly someone opens the light. For a few seconds, your eyes won't be so comfortable to the environment around. You'll be like, oh, I cannot see properly. Few seconds. Maybe 1, 2, 4, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. So that's what baby experiences. There was no light in the womb. Here there's enormous light. The eyes are not developed. We've always seen that babies sleep a lot at this age. And the reason for why babies sleep at this age is they have to collect the energy which has been lost. Now, when is the energy lost? Is a question. So the energy of the baby is being lost maximum to see the loud colors of the surrounding. It would be the pale pink color that would have taken or blue color and so on. But the eyes are not developed to see all these colors. So what does baby do to see all these things? So this is what you would have seen in a normal scenario. If you have someone in your known premises who is a young baby, you do observe it. That babies prefer to see tube lights or windows. In other words, heavy sources of light. The reason why baby focuses on heavy sources of light is that it gives them a very great contrast of light and dark. And this contrast gives an expansion and contraction to the retina. This expansion and contraction strengthens the eye muscles, which enable them to see clearly. So, there's a lot of exercise. No, exercise that baby gets is very less because they have to find the light and then focus on it and get it for their eyes. It takes around 2.5 months in such scenario for a baby to see properly. But thanks to the researchers that we came to know, and this is what now Hungry Brain's role is, to come out with things which will aid the baby. We have something called baby's first card, which has got two images, black and white contrast. So this is a contrast which when you give to the baby makes a lot of difference to them. The eyes will expand and contract. Can I get the chart, please? You can also make a chart, something like this, a black and white chart, and keep it across the baby. The more the baby will see this chart ongoingly, the eyes will get an expansion and contraction exercise. This exercise makes them see properly. I've got a lot of questions here, but friends, I'll answer the questions after a few minutes. Yeah. So you can do one thing is you can take some cards, take a card like this or a chart that we saw. When you go to the hospital for a routine checkup, that hospital will obviously have some babies who just born. I would recommend you to take certain things like this, keep it in front of the baby and then see. You can see an expansion and contraction of the babies. Yeah, so we are expecting a baby. Chinmay, your question is, hi madam, we are expecting a baby in next 2 weeks. Are there some measures we can take as soon as baby is born for better brain development? Yes, Chinmay, this is what we are explaining right now. So when you use certain things like this, what will happen is the eyes will get a clarity. Now we'll come on to how the brain works here. So when eyes can actually see proper, they get an exercise of expansion and contraction. What happens is there's a lot of process that goes ahead. So just imagine the process that we do on a regular basis, that you have a pen here and I want to see here. The focus is easy. I can easily see it. But now, if there's another pen here at another distance, I will require focus there. So from this pen to this pen, the shift of the vision requires certain changes there. This changes is what baby's brain is going to do. What we can support to the baby is give them lots and lots of black and whites. This black and whites will make their eyes capable and input information that they get that yes, this is something that brain is seeing at this distance. Brain gives an order, adjust it at this place. Now there's something at a different distance. Brain will say adjust it that place, and eyes and retinas do that. Process that happens inside here, but what we can do is to support them in this manner by giving lots of black and white. Other thing what we can do is, yes, the question from Anisha is, I have read somewhere about mind-brain activation. What age should we put our kids for such classes? Anisha, mind-brain activation is a completely different process altogether. Here at this age, before your baby crosses 6 months, that's the age when brain grows to a very huge level. Very speedy, very fast, and you actually do not need to undergo any of those things as such, because brain will develop when you give proper stimulation to them. So this proper stimulation can be given only the baby is below 6 months. Why? Because the brain is extremely agile, extremely open to learning. So we come to certain things like if your baby sees an image, a particular image for say 10 times a day. So if it's crescent, you just show crescent You show crescent and keep it. When baby will see a same image again and again and again. So what happens is this develops their brain to develop the memory. They start remembering things and how things should go on ahead. There are many questions coming. Madhuri, I am 7 months pregnant and what food I should eat to make my baby brain more smart, and I get difficulty on how to talk with my baby, and also I have purchased this Hungry Brain package. How should I use? Okay, Madhuri, I'll explain you how to use the Hungry Brain package also. Two of Hungry Brain. So one is the sensory stimulation set, which is this one, which you'll be requiring for the first 2 months. It's a 1 month program. And then what you would be requiring is this set, a complete 1 year program for Hungry Brain. So Hungry Brain, the cards that what I showed you, the baby card is there in your Hungry Brain set itself, which you can show. The chart is also available in the set, and the cards which I'm showing you right now are a part of this uh, set itself. So can I get those sets stages wise? There is one more question. After how many months, Neha Giria's question, after how many months the baby is born, can we show him black and white pics? Neha, not after how many months, on the same day itself. Start from the day one. That's the point where your baby requires a lot of stimulation. That's where baby requires your support to see black and white, because baby is not able to see colors. Our baby, this is the question of Varshini Narayan. Our baby is capable of concentrating. What activities help the baby to concentrate better? The concentration of baby is extremely huge. It's not matter of seconds that they do, but in this few seconds, how much can they take in is important. So for you and me, if you're focusing on certain things, say an image like this, we can take 100 informations. But for a baby who's just born or a day two or a baby, on the same page, same image, can take an information of 2000 bits per second. Their intake capacity is 13, 14 times more than us. So the concentration, what we see is like focusing for minutes, they'll focus for few seconds, and this few seconds, the work is done. The question of Neha Giria, I am 8 months pregnant. Child brain development. So Neha, this is what it is. You expose your child, your newborn baby with stimulations, with different stimulations, with different senses. So what you can have is, say different sounds that you can get for a baby, some things in your bottles. This sounds at a different distance that they get, and it would be like a same sound and a different combination. This makes them think a lot. Then you have things like different smells, which obviously is there in the sensory stimulation set. Keep it close to the baby and let them smell it. They're very child safe, no injury, no harm given to the baby. And they are very mild, the mildest smell. This is equal to the baby powder or baby lotion that you use it. But when we expose our baby with the smells 7 days a week for 3 times, in other words, an exposure of 15 to 20 times, the sound or the smell can now be stored in memory. This is what baby needs as a practice. So question from John Bob Gully, in which week the brain gets fully developed? What are the perceivable things? Can he smell and touch? So the brain starts developing from the first 2 cells which were being divided. First cell started developing was brain. It goes on developing till the birth. Till birth, there are 100 billion brain cells. And after birth, the process of making more brain cells have been stopped. So now no more brain cells are formed except for replenishing the old or the died ones. So whatever baby's brain cells have been there till birth, they are there for their life. Ashwin Rajan, is it possible for that my child would get overwhelmed with the external stimuli? When we say overwhelm or external stimuli, a window, a door, you yourself are an external stimuli to the baby. It is just that there are certain particular things that we give in a specific manner which makes a difference. Like for a baby, what would we suggest is the breastfeed or the mother's milk, right? But baby can have many more things. But that's the best for the baby. In the similar way, whatever an exposure that baby gets around is an exposure, never an excess to the baby. If it's an excess, trust me, your baby will turn around the face. They'll not see much more than they want to see. The question by Rahul Nair, are there any differences in the development of boys and girls' brain? There's a difference here, not in their brains. Girls' brain are equally smart to boys' brain. Boys' brain are equally smart to the girls' brain. The methodology of making a brain, a product, a machinery is same. The exposure that we give makes a lot of difference to them. And then the question by Nandita Bija, I'm 8 months pregnant. How to develop my baby brain from now till the birth? I mean, any food that develops baby brain more smarter. Food play a small role in a baby's brain development. The meditation that you have, the baby's talk that you have, plays enormous role in baby's brain development. Yeah. So the question by Anand Kiran, will LED light in the room make any problem for my 10-day-old baby as illumination is very bright in LED? If it's bright, your baby will prefer seeing it. So either you expose your baby with something which is black and white and baby will prefer seeing this, or you take it to the external lights. Again to baby and what baby can do at this stage. As soon as baby is born, there's a lot of thinking that baby does. Like, is this my mother? Is this my mother? Is this my mother? Is this the person whom I can trust? Am I safe? And so on. So this is an area where baby actually requires our support to help them in thinking. Now, how do we help them in thinking? So we'll have some exercise here for you to understand. So what comes in your mind here after seeing this is either 7 or 4 plus 3 is equal to 7, isn't it? Why? Because our brain is completely accustomed to find an answer to this. Now, what comes in your mind seeing this is, oh, this is too big, I cannot answer it right away. Yes, you cannot answer it right away, but can you answer this when you get 10 minutes time? Yes, you can. Why? Because you know the system of multiplication. How do we derive to a horizontal or vertical multiplication of maybe 5 digit, 6 digit or 10 digit number? Understanding tables is the basic to find an answer to any such equations. In such a way, seeing to certain images is the basic to find a solution to other things. So if we show our child a circle and then a heart and then a flower. So flower is a combination of both circle and heart. This gives a lot of things here. Oh, I've seen circles separately, I've seen hearts separately, I've seen a flower, a combination of two. I've seen mother here, I've seen this dress there, and now I'm seeing something different. So mother wearing one dress today, mother wearing another dress today is also a part of my mother. Small things, baby will get support too. So obviously the cards that I'm showing you right now are the part of starter set, sensory stimulation set of the hungry brain. But this is how brain operates. Now when we see a human brain, there's a research that says, if you can see the first year and the rest of the years in life, the first year is such a big place where the brain development happens extremely uh, fast and at a speed. What a 4-month-old can understand, a 4-year-old can't understand. Yes, I mean it. We'll take one more question. The question is of Amanpreet Kaur. I'm working. I used to talk rarely to baby. Will that impact brain development? It will surely impact the bonding that you have. The more of talks that you have, are you pregnant or you're pregnant? If you're pregnant, then you can obviously talk to your baby anytime and every time. Baby is moving with you. And if not, do talk to your baby. Find time to talk to your baby. Have different stimulations with your baby. You have sound stimulation, touch stimulation. Yes, every human being loves someone who teaches them something. When we as parents teach them something, we expose them something, the bond becomes much stronger. Do find time now, because what you're going to do now is going to make an impact for the life. Yeah. So we'll take questions after I complete this small thing ahead. So what happens here in the brain cell is, it's like they are at the stage of birth, they flourish, 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 grow at a stage. They grow maximum in the first 8 months, fastest till then. And then after a year, there comes a process which is called pruning. Saddest part in our life, and I would say a good news also. But we'll understand why the saddest part. Whatever brain cells which have not been utilized till now, they get rid of. So there's a hormonal secretion that happens in the brain. The brain cells which are not used or rarely used are just washed away. No more available for life as such. So the point here that we have to focus on is, in the first year, if you can use more and more of brain of your baby, it will last for the life. It's now that baby is willing to learn. Give the material for baby to learn rather than waiting, oh, he's in 8th standard, study for exams. No, it's not required. And the good news for pruning is, once pruning is done, this is the time where baby will actually be evaluating, and you can see that's the time when baby starts asking questions. So that's a phase how it goes away. So we'll have another question here. So this question is from Madhuri. I'm working for 8 hours in front of computer. Is that cause harm to baby's brain? Baby's brain, yeah, radiations, your mobile would impact much more than the computers. There are too many questions very fast. Yeah, Ashwin Rajan, question from you. Can you please clarify how much of an impact these cards will have on my baby? That's a good question, Ashwin. They'll impact a lot. It's like they're like homeopathic medicine. You take a little dose and the impact is going to be much more than allopathic. It will take out the disease from the base. In the similar way, these cards, though we see it as small things, the sound and the smell that we see, they cause a huge impact. So no, it's like when a brain cell has been divided into 1, into 2, into 4, into 8, the initial figures are less. So 8, 16, 32, 64. But then as time goes on, this multiplications would be much more. The proper exposure at this time impacts your baby in an initial, in the later on stages. Question from Paridhi Jain. I'm 8 months pregnant. Is there any exercise to develop baby brain? Again, whatever exercise, yoga, obviously that you do, exercise makes you take in take in a lot of oxygen, and that helps. So, just to say about the things that we understand our baby as small little human being, not capable to do much things, but the researchers universities have shown that a 9-month-old baby can choose right over the wrong. And when can that 9-month-old baby do that? Is he'll able to see something, understand something, and apply it. So there's a lot of things that this young babies can do. This the only thing is we ignore them. So question from Nandita Bija is, I'm 8 months pregnant and I'm sleeping a lot. Does it affect my baby's brain development? Oh, sleep a lot, take care, enjoy. See to that after birth you may not get much time to sleep. So enjoy these days. Well, baby's brain development basically focuses on the level of oxygen that you get and the emotions that you feel around. It is an outcome majorly of this thing when you're pregnant. And after birth, what happens is the stimulation that plays an important role. If you do not give stimulation to your baby, it takes it 2.5 months to see things around well. If not, it will, if you give a stimulation properly, it will be like 15 days and your baby can actually see the world well, see you properly, see your smile properly, and enjoy the world with you. I'm sure this has been a good session for you. There are certain learnings that you've got. I would just say one thing: give what your baby wants. That's stimulation. It's just not the food, it's just not the clothing that baby wants. Baby wants to see the world around, and so on. So if there are any more questions, you can contact us on our email support@hungrybrain.in or on our number 8879 757542. Thank you very much for the session. Is there any question that's coming up? Just hold on, I'll answer the questions. This is a question from Rupal Chauhan. I am 6 months pregnant. What type of talks in particular should be done for baby's good brain development? So that it's not what type of talks, but talks in what emotions. So when you're talking with your baby with love, care, comfort, it does passes to the baby. The vibrations do pass to the baby. Whatever you talk of the world around will make an impact to the baby. So if you say that world is bad, oh my people are so this will have an impact to the baby. On the other hand, if you are talking to your baby and your thoughts are, wow, the world is so beautiful, this is the time baby will be born out with having love with the world around. So what you talk, how you talk does make a difference, not only to baby's brain development, but also how they see the world around. So friends, I'm sure there are certain learnings. We can catch up more. You have Google Forms also where you can have your questions posted. Enjoy learning and have a smart baby. Thank you.